What are the 3 biggest financial decisions you will ever make? Is it decided on a mutual fund going into your retirement account? Not quite. Is it deciding between a 30-year mortgage and a 15-year mortgage? It's important for your monthly repayment and your interest rate, but that's not what we're talking about today. Is it about paying off your credit card bill every month? The answer is obviously yes, you should. And it's definitely not choosing between Amex and Visa. Not at all. Enough guessing. The 3 most important financial decisions you will ever make are deciding who you're going to spend your life with, what kind of job you're going to do, and where you're going to live. Surprising, right? My name is Johan from Economia. Welcome back to the channel, and let's discover why those 3 financial decisions are so important. Deciding who you're going to spend your life with is probably the most important decision you will ever make. From a financial standpoint, we already know that couples are way better off than singles, and data has proven it times and times again. You have someone you can count on when the going gets tough. If you lose your job and you're not the only breadwinner in the family, you can rely on your better half and give yourself time to find another job, a better opportunity that probably pays better, rather than rushing to the first job offer you're receiving. This is so important, but that's not all. Of course, when choosing a mate, physical attraction, intellectual attraction, taste are so important, and so are common shared values such as honesty, courage, education if you have children, and hard work. If one of you is a hard worker and the other one is a slob, the hard worker is going to be carrying the load by her or himself, and it's going to be very tough, very tiring. And the same goes for the values about money. If one of you is a big spender and the other one is a thrifter, this is going to lead to a lot of arguments. If you marry a big spender, you may end up broke, or you're going to have to work so much more just to stay afloat, and you're going to end up having argument about very small amount of money. It's going to lead to resentment and unhappiness. It is much more than physical and intellectual attraction. Someone who shares your values on everything. If you are a hard worker and a thrifter and the other one isn't, you're going to be miserable, and your bank account is going to suffer as well. You won't be able to save money, pay back debt, invest into your future. That's why deciding on who you're going to share your life with is such an important point and such a massive decision. Career choice. This is also a very personal and a very important choice. That's going to determine your earning potential. Let's say you're an English major and decide to become a teacher. This is a very important choice. It's a noble choice. We need teachers for our society to continue growing, for our kids to be educated. So that's a choice you're going to make. But you know, that's a career that's not a lucrative career. Teachers, unfortunately, are not paid that well on average. You have values, and maybe you do not value money as much, and that's completely okay. Some careers bring less money. I personally respect everybody's choice, and I hold nurses, teachers, law enforcement, researcher, public servant in very high esteem. In fact, in some cases, they are better choices than the one where you can possibly make more money. Take advertising, banking, startup, for example. They are high stress, cutthroat environment. It's highly stressful with very, very long hours. You can make a lot of money for sure, but it's really, really intense. Take consulting, for example. You can make a lot of money if you manage to climb the ladder, but it takes years, countless hours, and you can definitely not see your family without taking into account the fact that your job is definitely not secure. And you can still become wealthy, as Dave Ramsey and his team showed us in their survey of US millionaires, but it requires a lot more efforts. So, choose your career wisely and make sure it aligns with what you really want to do. And be aware of the financial implication. Pursuing your happiness is so important, but there are practical considerations as well, and you need to be aware of it. Number 3 is deciding where you live. It determines how much money you have to live day to day, how much money you can save, how much money you can invest, how much money you have for education if you have children, how much money you can give to charity, and how much money you have for fun. Some places are expensive, some places are cheap, and this global ranking of the world's most expensive cities tells us as much. It is hard to save when you're living in a high cost of living area, almost impossible. Your salary doesn't go as far if you're living in New York City or Austin, Texas, or Boulder, Colorado. And it's the same here in Tokyo, whether you're living downtown Tokyo, in the immediate suburbs, or an hour and a half away by train. Just because lodging, groceries, education, taxes are so much more expensive in big city centers. And it's so difficult to find a nice place to live, a nice place to raise a family, a good paying job, all in one place, overlapping perfectly. You have to make choices and find the right balance. Ideally, you want to have a high paying job in a low cost of living area. That's almost impossible, but that's the ideal state. So you need to make concession and find what's the right balance for you. And that's why deciding where you're gonna live is so important. So these are the 3 things that you're gonna decide upon and will influence also your financial well-being. Who you're gonna spend your life with, what kind of job you're gonna do, and where you're gonna live. Tell me in the comment down below if this angle was interesting. If you like this video or learned something, please give it a like and do not hesitate to subscribe. If you're interested in knowing more about investing and wealth building, I've prepared these videos for you. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, goodbye.